Hi everyone, this is BigODFW.com, and today I received a message from a visitor that he wanted to me to go into. He needed help with Dark Cloud, and he needed some more info on my system and stuff. So I managed to find someone with. Let's just say for legal reasons, that none of this is mine. uh, but anyways, um, I figured out how to make it work on my system. So I'm gonna, you know, I guess little by little go through everything. But this is the game that I'm, playing. Like, there's no, it's not laggy. Running around slapping people and looking around. Now it's daytime, nighttime, adventure 2, whatever the fuck. I've never played this game before, but I'm not saying I don't like it or nothing. I'm just saying I've never played this type of game before. Um, it's okay, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail. So I'm gonna show you the settings here, and I'm gonna show you the settings I have for the emulator, and we'll go from there. So again, if you guys have any questions, that's like full screen. I know this shit's getting in the way, but it's full screen, still runs great. So we'll get into it. Alright, Mr. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, Argsubex. So you left me a request. Hey, I was wonder if you could email the specs needed for Dark Cloud 1 and 2 to run pretty smoothly. Also, a more detailed list of computer hardware requirements, if you would. Argsubex at gmx.com. Sincerely, Argsubex. Well, I already replied to you. Sent you a response back, but I'll show you what I have and what works for me. I'm running at 60 frames a second steady, so I'll show you everything that I have. Right now, these are the settings that this is how I got part 1 to work. I know there's part 2 of that game, so this is. First I'm going to show you the settings. Right, I've never done this before, so bear with me. But since you requested it, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Now I got a FX 4100 processor, 95 watts, AM3 plus. It's overclocked right now. I got it running at 4337.5. I think the normal is like 3.6. That's like the stock. So I overclocked it a little bit more. I could go up to 4.5, but then it starts getting too hot, and I have a water cooler on my system here, but the fans that I have are too slow. I need faster fans or something. I don't know. I'll figure that shit out later. But anyways, this is my settings, and I'm sure I'm gonna post a picture of this as well. My cache and main board. I usually always get either gigabyte boards, either gigabytes or aces. I've never ever had issues with gigabytes or aces. The only time I've had issues with them is when I mess them up myself. Either I drop water on them or I burn them, run them too hot or something. Everybody has their own preference. I know that, but I either do gigabyte or aces. Now the memory, I have 16 gigabytes, which is plenty. Yeah, I know you're gonna say my FSB to DRAM thing is kind of high or whatever, the frequency's low, whatever. Well, I mean, I used to have it higher, but my speed on my memory it only goes up to a certain amount. So what I'm running at right now is stable. Even if I go up to 4. Remember I told you it was at 4.3. Well, if I go up to like 4.4, almost 4.5, I have to slow my RAM down or I start crashing. That's because my RAM is a bottleneck. So I have to get better RAM. But since I already have 16 gigs of this one, I mean, I'm not gonna spend another 200 on RAM, and then on an old motherboard when I could just get another motherboard. It's a little bit faster or better, and little by little upgrade memory on that one. But anyways, I have 4 of the same sticks. They're all the same brand, Kingston. They're all PC3 DDR3. They're 4 gigs times 4. I have an AMD Radeon. I don't know how to say that. Radeon. I don't know. Whatever. HD 7700 series ATI. It's pretty good. I've overclocked it, but since I have my CPU overclocked, I can't really go into the 1100 megahertz range. It'll start crashing. But it works pretty good. I mean, it doesn't overheat. It's got 2 fans on it. I've had it for a while. It runs really great. All the games that I've played on it run well. So I mean, that's pretty much, as detailed as it's gonna get as far as my specs. Now this is I built this computer back in 2012 or 11, somewhere around there. So yeah, you can say my technology is about 3 years old, but it still runs, and it runs the games well. All the PS2 games I've ever run on here work. Um, so I'll show you some more specs here in a moment. Let me switch to now. I have a bunch of stuff all over the place. Sorry, my battery is not on my controller. I have a wireless. For you guys that have read my articles and posts, know that I have a wireless 360 controller, but my battery's died. But anyways, so this is when you start the program, pcsx2 tells you everything you have on here. I got Windows 7 Service Pack 1, 64-bit, 16 gigs of RAM, threads, and all that crap. So this is where we get into my settings. Now, a lot of these settings I've tweaked, and some of these I've done on my own, and maybe these are already, some of these you might see defaulted already. So don't hate, don't start making fun of anyone or think you're better than everyone because I don't know, fuck, just don't hate, whatever. So here we go. I've always had this automatic game fixes checked. I've always had enabled host file system checked. I don't know why it's unchecked, but I always do boot CD DVD full. I never do the fast. And as far as emulation settings, this is what I have. This is my screen size because I have a big ass monitor. It's like a 32-inch, so I have to do it this way. This is what works for me. So I don't remember if these are the defaults. I don't remember if I've changed them, to be honest with you. It's been a long ass time. I've been having this for like a year already, and I keep changing it for different games, but this is so far has worked for this one. This is what I guess this is the stock normal. This is how I have it for this. I don't have none of that shit, none of that. Sometimes if your game is running too fast, if you're having too many frames, I think mine's just at 60. You can disable frame limiting if it goes too slow, because sometimes if this is turned on here, some games will run really slow, and if you click on this, the game will run faster. But that's just some games. Speed hacks, I enabled speed hacks. For this game, this is the settings that I have. Now remember, everybody has a different computer, has different gear. Everybody's got different rigs. Some people don't have it overclocked, some people do. That also plays, has something to do with how the game's gonna run. But this is how I have mine. Now the game fixes, I haven't done any. I don't need any for this game. I've needed some for other games like Dragon Ball Z, Budokai. Is it Budokai or Budokai? Booty is Budokai, isn't it? I don't know. Fuck. It's Budokai 3, whatever. For this one, this is what I have now. As you see, I'm gonna start the game so you don't think that I'm bullshitting you. Sorry, it gets pretty loud. It's full screen, by the way. PlayStation 2, yay. Here comes the game. I don't know how I'm gonna press start since my controller died, but you'll see. Oh, it's getting too loud. See, 59.7, 59.4 frames per second. That's what it does. See, there it goes. See, you can see, no bullshitting you. Everything's smooth. You see the guys, smooth, no pixels. crap. I mean, these are year 2000, I think. Technology, I don't know. Yeah, but this is like a first game that came out. So anyway, sorry about that. I know you couldn't hear me. The runs great. No pixelation, nothing like crap. So that's how I got that one to work. I'm still working on the other one. So I'm gonna post this one for now. And then we'll see. I'll just go ahead and do both. So I'm gonna try the other one. If the same settings work, then I'm gonna just leave it like that. If not, I'll tell you what I did. So we'll go from there. So I got the game running, part 2. Sorry, that shit is loud. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't do any changes or nothing. The same specs that I had for the settings that I had for part 1 work for part 2. So hopefully that'll help you out. I know some people try to run. Here we are with this shit. Sorry, I know it's loud. See, there it goes. 60 frames a second. Everything's good. Shit is loud. So I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. So I don't say I'm lying. We'll let it run for a second. See, it runs smooth. Alright, so that's good enough. So yeah, I see it worked, and the same settings. So I'm gonna post a picture of my specs and watch the video for the obviously pause it or whatever to get the settings on the pcsx2. A lot of people run this pcsx2 on slow laptops, or really they don't have enough RAM, or their CPU's really slow. It's not that your computer's slow, it's just that this uses a lot of resources. Now I'm recording and playing this game at the same time, and my music and editors and video editors and all kinds of shit at the same time, and it still runs good. Now, I'm not bragging or nothing. I'm just saying, I got quad core, 16 gigs of RAM. The more things that I have, the more RAM you have, faster cores, more cores you have, everything's gonna run better. Good graphics card. So I mean, if you're having problems with any of that, consider using a different machine. Go to your friend's house, has a faster machine or something, try the same thing. If it works there, it doesn't work on yours, and you're shit out of luck. Get a faster computer, upgrade, or try the lowest settings. But it should work. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Leave me a comment, like you did, or if any of you other guys have any other questions about anything else, just leave me a comment, and I'll respond ASAP. Thanks.